Hi, I'm Josh, and I'm going to be spending the next 5.5 years of my life reviewing Doctor Who episodes with my friend Ryan. I first came across Doctor Who because my uncle was a massive fan of the show when he was a kid, so he watched it for decades. And he was also a stingy bastard, and I will tell you why. Because it was Christmas, and he hadn't got me anything for Christmas, and he had these 2 Doctor Who videos, and he was like, oh yeah, I'll give him these. And these were, it was a Tom Baker, who's the 4th Doctor, it was one of his stories called Robots of Death, and a 2nd Doctor story, Patrick Troughton, called Tomb of the Cybermen. And these were on VHS, and it was the first time I'd ever watched it, and I watched them both, and they're very different. You watch 1960s Doctor Who, and it's in its own kind of weird bubble, and it was, as a kid, it was actually quite terrifying to hear the voice of the Cybermen. And first thing I think I ever watched in black and white as well. I remember putting it on thinking, what the hell is going on here? It just didn't really, I was about 8, it just didn't really comprehend with me. But I remember watching it and thinking, this is unlike anything else, and it's one of the things you'll hear most if people talk about the show. Oh, it's not like anything else, but it's not. It's brilliant in that sense. It's its own living, breathing organism of science fiction, and that's what's great about it. In Robots of Death too, the most iconic Doctor of all time, is through these reviews you'll get to know. I liked that one just because it was an engaging story. It was full of menace. It was full of this wacky Doctor. It was charming, and you're encapsulated the whole way through. And as a kid, you don't really know why. You know, with this, you kind of think, this is TV from the 1970s. Why would an 8-year-old child sit there and think, yeah, this is great, sure, it's going to be really slow, but just something about it captured my attention. And it was all these years ago, and I honestly can't remember what it was, really. Maybe it was just because it was something completely different with so much possibility, and that is very much my first experience of Doctor Who. My favourite Doctor has to be, right, there's this geezer, he's the 2nd Doctor, and he's called Patrick Troughton, and he's he kind of dresses as this like tramp, and he's all quirky, he's got a recorder, and he just sort of runs around having no power. He's like, hey, what's going on here? You can't do that, But he's in the midst of possibly, in my opinion, the most terrifying era of Doctor Who ever. But he's still just this little geezer who's just running around being like, oh, what's going on? I'm a clown, but I'm also really clever. I think he's a really, really interesting character. Obviously, he regenerates and it's the same person, but to me they are different people in their own right, just because of how differently they're played, which a lot of hardcore fans will sort of hack at you with a machete for saying, but, you know, screw him. Can I say that? Screw him. Yeah, I just really like him. They call him the Cosmic Hobo, and I think that kind of works for me. Favourite story? Again, it's from the same era, and it's a story called The War Games, and I'll explain what that's about. Basically, right, Doctor TARDIS, which is his time-travelling machine, lands, and he's in the middle of a war zone, which obviously is pretty bleak in itself and makes for a good story. He's like, oh no, what's happening here? I'm in a war zone, I might get executed, all my days, companions, please be careful, we might get killed. And they get away. It's World War One, is it? First World War One is when it starts, and they get out, and then suddenly, oh my god, we're in another war zone. There's been this fog, right? Oh my days. But it's now the Romans who are chasing us, and you find out that all of these different eras of war are connected. So the mystery's there, like, why is this happening? Oh, I was told not to give the whole plot away there. by a guy with a beard who's standing behind the camera. There's a lot of classic Doctor Who I've not seen. I have a knowledge about most of what happens, but there's a lot of it I am yet to actually properly experience, which I'm quite grateful that we're doing this, because it helps me sort of understand this thing I've been growing up with even more, and it would be interesting to actually properly see the evolution of one of the biggest science fiction television programmes of all time. Why should people join us? Why should people join anything? People are idiots. But in this case, you'd be smart to join us on our quest, because who knows, you may like it. That's the thing. You can start Doctor Who with an open mind, watch it. You may hate it, it may be the worst thing you've ever watched, and that's fine. Don't tune in next week. But if you like it, then maybe we've just convinced you to join on something brilliant. I'm not saying you're going to do it and then suddenly you'll be like us, two saddos in front of a camera talking about a show, but you might just get something out. I don't know, you might find it interesting. I don't really care if you watch it or not. I'm still going to do it. It'll be fun.